Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Nate Caywood, and today we are talking about affordable anamorphic lenses.
I am writing down everything I see.
Okay, so I never really imagined this channel being like a history of cinema channel or like a tech channel talking about all the new hot tech that comes out, or even really doing a lot of reviews. So I'm not really gonna do that. I want this channel to be about my personal journey in becoming a director in Hollywood, California. And I think part of that is talking about the things that I like to shoot with, or things that I'm learning about myself as a filmmaker. For those of you that have seen one of my previous videos called Content is King, you'll know that my writing and directing partner and myself have been releasing a series of branded content sneaker videos for delivery on Instagram. So we've got to a position where we're sort of taking that to the next level, and we had a shoot coming up this week. And I mentioned, I was like, oh, well, maybe we can try and shoot something anamorphic. And once I planted that seed, I thought, yeah, why don't we try and shoot something anamorphic? So I ended up going on ShareGrid. If you are an indie filmmaker and you're looking for equipment that you don't own, be sure to check by ShareGrid, because then you can rent it for a day or two. And it's pretty reasonably priced, and it's local pickup, so it's like whatever city you live in probably has somebody on ShareGrid. In no way, shape, or form is this sponsored by ShareGrid, but it's a really great resource to get cool equipment. Now, that being said, I ended up renting a set of the SIRUI Anamorphic Lenses, a 50mm, a 35mm, and a 24mm 1.33 squeeze. For those of you who are like, what are you talking about, bro? Here's a really brief and totally uninformed history of anamorphic lenses. In the 1950s, television was invented, and when it came out and it started to populate in people's houses, movie studios were like, oh shucks, they're taking a bunch of our money from box office revenue and ticket sales because people are going to be just stuck in their home. Why would they go out to movies? So movie studios started to try and create eventize movie releases. One of the things that was invented was anamorphic lenses. And also, let me just say this. There are tons of videos on YouTube that explain this way better than me. If you're interested in what anamorphic lenses are, please just go to YouTube, search history of anamorphic lenses, and you're going to find so many unbelievable explanations about anamorphic lenses. Where was I? Right, so the way that the lenses work is that the lens that you have on set, where you're actually shooting the film, you have a lens that has a concaved piece of glass, so that whatever image that it is capturing, it's actually squeezing it down to be a little bit tighter. So that when you process the film, you cut it together and then you project it in a movie theater, the projector has a convex lens on it, which then takes this and then stretches it back out. So you're essentially taking all of the resolution of your film and squishing it and then making it larger again. And basically what was invented was widescreen. Okay, so that's a brief history about anamorphic lenses, but let's talk specifically about these lenses that I'm wanting to talk to you about today. The SIRUI Anamorphic Lenses. I have no idea how to pronounce it. Literally every YouTube video that I watched, they don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm just gonna go with SIRUI. Here's another quick disclaimer. Talking about these lenses specifically, there are two videos that you absolutely have to watch before you decide to rent or purchase these lenses on YouTube. They do an unbelievable job of reviewing them, and they do it much better than I do. So please watch Potato Jet's video about the 50mm SIRUI anamorphic lens, and then watch Tito Fernandez's response to that video, because Potato Jet brings up a lot of really interesting points about shortcomings of these lenses, and then Tito addresses those. I'll put both of the links in the description below. Please watch those. They're so worth it. And if you're interested into anamorphic lenses, you're gonna love both of those channels.
Okay, enough talking, guys. Let's take a look at some of the sample footage that I shot this week. Okay, so one of the deficiencies of these lenses, and anamorphic lenses in particular, are not being able to close focus. This is extensively talked about in both the Potato Jet and the Tito Fernandez videos. Again, make sure to check them out.
So if I'm being totally honest, when I first learned about these lenses, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos about them and I didn't love them. You know, the footage that I saw, I didn't really care for. I didn't like how electric blue the flares were. I prefer flares to not be like so loud. I like them to feel a little bit more organic-y. You know, if they were like golden or white flares, I'd be like, yeah, great. But like blue is like so sci-fi, and that's not really what I do. And I thought they were too contrasty and they felt like a little bit sharp, and I was like, there's something about the sort of grainy fall off, like this sort of like organic-y feel about anamorphic lenses that I really like, that these SIRUI lenses simply didn't have. And then when I shot with them this week, I realized that that's not the case at all. It's the problem was the videos that I was watching on YouTube, right? Like the thing is like how they color corrected it, how they put in contrast to it, how they saturated the flares. And the thing is like, yes, the flares are really, really blue, but you have control over that. You have pretty good control over whether you're getting flares or not. And so now that I've shot with them, I'm really excited about them. I'm not turned off about the other footage that I saw. And so I am definitely going to get a set of these, and I'm going to shoot the crap out of them. And yeah. Okay, that's all the time I got this week. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And I'll talk to you next week. Cheers.